Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casting the Spotlight, episode number 234. Coming fresh off the anniversary. Things still feel a little strange, don't they?
They do. I feel like I came out of the anniversary and I look different, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. We got thrust into a place that we'd never been.
Yeah, that was a change of events, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Fun times, though. I mean, strange times. Strange times.
I know. I remember. I know we had right. It was strip club Gene, Big Dick Nick.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
They were the host.
I don't think I remember it. Yeah. I don't think I remember it the way I should.
Show.
Oh no, it was for sure. Oh man, that was a trip and a half. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I came out looking like this. But hopefully everybody enjoyed that. And of course we are on 234, another sequential episode.
Yep.
So
only happen every so often. It always is satisfying when they do.
Now because we're in triple digits, it's even harder to get there.
Yeah.
So
much less often.
This or that, we can go
let's get into it.
We can get into it, yeah.
I think you're up first, right?
Yep, and tonight we have drawn the category of Pro Wresting Tag Teams. Across every company, every promotion, past or present, whatever their timeline was, however long their era was.
It's interesting, too, because we've done wrestlers multiple times, but we've never delved into tag teams really too much in general on the show. So it's kind of a fresh category in general for the podcast, I feel like, because we talk a whole lot of wrestling, but we don't individually talk a lot of tag team wrestling.
No, not a ton. I mean, other than whenever the matches are on the prediction podcast, I feel like that's the main time we'll talk about some of what's going on. But we don't really talk at length about the tag team division per se at any point now. You know what I'm saying? In that sense.
Yeah.
But if I'm up first, I didn't really know what to pick for your main. I just thought about different ones and I threw a bunch on the list. But I figured because one half of them is one of your favorite, if not your favorite of all time, I'm going to make your main the Rockers. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they're just the classic example of one taking off and one kind of floundering,
Yep. And
that's what everybody points to. You're going to be the Marty Jannetty. It's it sucks to be him because you're always that guy now, Yeah,
they're like, oh, who's going to be Shawn? It's that's such a shitty example to you don't want to be painted as that.
Yeah. I mean, it was partially him, though. It's not that Marty couldn't have been anything.
Yeah.
But Marty had his own problems.
Yeah.
He had his own struggles, so it's he probably could have been at least a mid-card Intercontinental Champion and seen where it could have went. But, he struggled outside of the ring with, drugs and stuff like that and kind of derailed himself, I mean, Shawn struggled with that shit too, but he was able to still perform at a high level.
There's a fun fact too. Marty Jannetty kissed my mom one time.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, that's actually a random fact.
Was this a lip kiss, a cheek kiss?
I think it was a lip kiss. Yeah,
that's interesting. That's funny.
But that was never. She was. Yeah, it was just 17, 18, whatever. I don't know.
It's so funny that's that time too, bro. You're kissing a
late 17, it was the late 80s. Probably 88, 89, probably something like that.
On the lips at a fucking event with thousands. It's that's a sketchy thing.
No, not at thousands. No, I think it was a local thing by then. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, he wasn't okay.
I don't think it was an WWF event. I think it was something else. She had maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, before or after probably.
When did he get released? Well, he was there for a while, right? Because they didn't separate until when?
92? I thought he was later than that, maybe even. It could have been the late 92, though, maybe.
I don't know. Damn, this is something especially one of us should know.
It was the whole barbershop segment,
Yeah,
you know?
it's one of the most famous tag team split-ups of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, throwing him through the glass window. And everybody knew that Shawn was like...
Oh, damn, it was early. It was December 91.
Okay.
I thought it was even a little later.
Maybe she was older than that then. I don't know. I don't know exactly the timeline. Or when he was like, Vince was like, we're going to release this guy. I don't know.
Yeah, when did Marty Jannetty go? Should we look that up too here?
I want to. It's your this or that. The Rockers, man. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. Hit him with that drop kick.
Well, I don't care about 05. I know he came back for a short stint there and got fucked up by Kurt Angle.
Oh.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, this thing, Wikipedia says early 92. You got to take that at whatever value you want to take it at. But
Yeah. Did they separated? Or
yeah.
When did the barbershop
After
thing happen?
splitting from Michaels in early 92. That's what it says.
So the barbershop happened in early 92?
Well, when I looked it up on Google, it said December 91. So.
When did the fucking angle happen? Because that's when they officially fucking split up, I would say. But no. Oh no. Like, because why is the internet all fuckery about it?
On
I'm
a
not blaming
segment
you,
known
I'm
as
saying,
the
why is it
barber
saying
shop.
there's 2 different times?
Here we go. On a segment known as the barber. This is horseshit. Because one source says January 11th, 1992. Other source says December 1991.
That doesn't make fucking least bit of sense. For their so the internet, if there's some entity that should know this, it's the internet.
And this never happens either, it feels like, when you look shit up. That
This
it gives
is
you multiple
this is
answers.
going off the rails already.
Alright, so the Rockers are my main. That's
The
what we're
Rockers,
going
man.
with.
So they split up somehow.
They split up, Shawn Michaels super kicked him, threw him through a plate of glass
Yeah.
in the barbershop segment. In either late 91 or early 92.
Oh my lord. Neither.
And that's what happened. Shawn Michaels went on to be arguably one of the best of all time. And Marty Jannetty kind of...
No, Shawn's not arguing. He's definitely
Faded.
one of the best.
Yeah,
of
I
all
mean,
time.
in my opinion, I'm just saying, it's like anybody can have, the opinion that they want to have, but the
This
man's
is January-
in-ring skill.
Oh, no. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, officially, it was taped December 3rd, 1991, but it aired on January 12th, Corey's birthday, the following year. January 12th, 1992. So it was taped over a month before, and then it aired
So,
the following year. The barbershop.
so what do you want to consider it then? Probably 92, because that's when the people
that's when
saw
the
it.
public saw it for sure. Yeah, so let's say the January 12th date then. Anyway, going on about that, I know that was very important to the folks out there.
People had to know it.
The Rockers, man. And you don't know obviously what the list you're cut out for here is going to be, but here we're going to throw you some here. Taking you back a little bit. We've got the Rockers or Paul London and Brian Kendrick. You remember all that? Do you remember all those
shit, bro?
banger like 07 and 08 matches and shit? Like goddamn, like they were ripping it
They would
up.
book it to the ring.
It was
slide in.
awesome. It was awesome.
They were fun, dude. They were like high flying kind of guys, and then Paul London kind of disappeared, and Brian Kendrick became the Brian Kendrick for a little bit and shit.
With what's his name? Big his bodyguard or whoever. Zeke. Ezekiel Jackson.
Yeah, Ezekiel Jackson. He went on to be like ECW, the last ECW champion, I think. So like him and Christian with like the final feud for the belt. Man, I think I'm gonna have to just historical value of it and like kind of what they meant for tag teams and their like how they've held up as a tag team, the Rockers.
Okay.
I mean, you know, regardless of how it went, Shawn Michaels is still favorite of all time. It's like, that's how we got to start. You know, so, and it's just, that's like, they are known as one of the better WWF tag, like one of the
during that
WWF tag teams of all time.
During that late 80s, early 90s run, they were for sure one of the more notable ones. Like, you had them and like Demolition and the Warlord and the fucking Barbarian, people like that.
Yeah.
The Bushwhackers. But anyway, after I pour a beer on myself again, let's say the Rockers. I just figured that would be interesting because I'm like looking at my list and I was like, man, I've structured this a certain way, and that's the danger of trying to pick your main last, or unless you swap it out with something, you know. But next up, we've got the Rockers, or Edge and Christian. One of the great tag teams of all time.
Honestly, Edge and Christian, arguably my favorite tag team of all time.
Damn.
So I'm gonna go in for sure. But I mean, yeah, man, just the way, it's because they really were that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were best friends that grew up together.
It was all genuine.
This was their dream. So it's like, you felt that with them. And like just their segments and the goofiness and genuineness of like the way they interacted with one another and stuff. It was like, they felt so real. And it almost, like, the reason I love them so much is it reminds me so much of just like, you know, me and the friends wrestling around the basement, and this was kind of like, if we could have made it, this would have been us out there.
Them and the Hardys are like as close to like how we fucking were brought up as anything else. You know what I mean? And like CM Punk probably. Like those guys are all exactly what we did together.
Kind of too.
Yeah.
Mick Foley did it.
So it's like that's exactly what our story would be if we were like to have gone, you know, from there to there. And that's like, you know, those are the guys they kind of, I mean, along with many others, obviously, outside of that, but like the story that those guys had, like that's exactly sort of what ours would have been.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's what made them, that's what made like that era of tag team wrestling like some of the best of all time, with like Edge and Christian and the Dudleys and the Hardys, and like, because it was that genuineness and like they were real. That was like, those were fucking for real tag teams. You know?
Oh yeah. The Rockers were a pretty real tag team.
Yeah, they are.
They spent a lot of time on the road together. Marty and I know Sean have a lot of stories and shit together. So you're taking Edge and Christian, huh?
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna throw that one on there, but I knew you felt pretty big about Edge and Christian. And rightfully so, like they're one of my favorites as well. I don't know where they'd rank, but they'd definitely be like one of the higher end tag teams I've ever seen. And just, especially like both guys, charismatic as all hell.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And
that's
like,
the thing, I always have thought Christian was underrated.
He is.
Like,
for
Edge
sure.
definitely got the credit. And like,
Edge would be fair, Christian would be
he
underrated.
deserved it, like, for sure. Like, I'm glad Edge got what he got within the business and within WWE, and him and Cena's rivalry was like one of the best things still of all time to me, because I saw it and grew up with it, and like
100% agree.
But I've always thought Christian, like, man, even when they put the fucking world title on him in WWE, they never fucking kept it on him.
Yeah.
They always pulled it off him quick as hell.
And then he had that goofy
and the only reason they ever put it on Christian is because Edge had to retire. It was the same way I felt about Ray. Ray's one of my favorites of all time, but it's like the only reason they ever actually gave him that is because of what happened to Eddie.
They did give it to him at WrestleMania, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for shits and giggles, you know.
But I mean, that's the only reason why. And it's like the same thing with Christian. The only reason Christian ever got the World Heavyweight title is because Edge was forced to retire.
Yeah. All right, so is it 1-1 then?
Yep.
All right, next up we've got the Rockers or Crime Time. JTG and Shad.
Bro, you know what's hilarious is like growing up with them, I thought they were great. Crime Time, and I still really enjoy them. But it's like I acknowledge now as a 29-year-old, I'm like, yeah, this is...
Don't flex it too hard.
This is very WWE stereotypical. Oh, these are two black guys in a tag team.
Hey, they spelled crime and time differently.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point.
I had to look that up to be sure. I was like, okay. That's what's kind of funny.
You know, oh, we're gonna jack this ride. We're gonna steal his shit. Like, but it was fun as like whenever they were, you know.
It was 06.
They bought
06,
into
07.
It, and they did a good job at their job. So I had a good time with it.
100%.
You know, so
they agreed to do it. They wanted to do it. It's like whether there was in, you know, I mean, you saw some of the stuff that Vince was doing at the time anyway. But so I'm like, I'm not gonna let that. It's like if they entertain me, then I'm like, that's a compliment to them. I'm not gonna
that's what I mean. And they had some great shit.
And dude, honestly, on a humane level, like the way Shad ended his life by saving his son's life,
diving in to save his son when he knew he probably wouldn't.
He's a fucking hero, dude.
Yeah.
He got like one of the Warrior Award or whatever
that year.
And I'm like, well, and he definitely should have, because like that's some like movie shit. You know what I mean? And like, props to him.
I mean, every news source reported on that because that was like, that's some real life, heroic, crazy shit. Like, sudden death. You got to do this. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
he did it.
And he saved his son's life, and like it took his.
That really is.
That's so. I mean, that, you know, that's. I mean,
it's so sad, but it really is like. Yeah. Even I remember watching that because that is one of the Hall of Fames I actually watched because I remember his wife and his son.
That's such a crazy ending.
Coming out to accept that award, and I was just like that was even a heavy feeling.
Oh
like, damn.
That was some heroic shit, though, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, good, like, definitely props to Shad, and rest in peace and everything. Like, that's, like, crazy. Like, you never know, like, where life, I mean, they had their few years in WWE, and then, like, they got split up.
Tried to push JTG a little bit for a minute because he was a little more the talker.
Yeah. And
could do, you know, he's a little more of that guy. He had some charisma. Shad was like the big man. He had the power,
but he didn't necessarily have the connection with the crowd, I guess. Whereas like JTG maybe had a little more.
Yeah, he could, because he could cut a promo. Yeah. You know. but still, it was like JTG probably because they didn't change his character at all.
I haven't even
Which
thought
I
about
get
these guys
it.
in so long.
I get it. You don't gotta change the character because the character got over, but like he didn't change at all when he left Crime Time. So it was kind of like, how do I differentiate this guy? You know?
Yeah. It's almost, the thing is like, even though the Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels thing is painted as a cliche, it still most certainly applies a lot of times. Because sometimes maybe both members they flounder in the face of being independent versus in a tag team. But there are certain cases where you're like, oh man, well he was the strong spot and he, the strong part of the tag team as far as the charismatic level, as far as an in-ring ability level, whatever. And the other guy doesn't really have like what it takes, and like often that happens. So like the cliche is around for a reason. The same, with the Rockers. Which now I'm kind of like thinking, I'm like, maybe that was an interesting pick because obviously before he really was groomed for his role, it has one of your favorite wrestlers, if not your favorite, of all time, Shawn Michaels, and then Marty. So I'm like, maybe that would be an interesting one to give you. But also, it was before he really was birthed into the Shawn Michaels that we knew. You know what I mean? But they were still a great legendary tag team. So it is. Did you take somebody for this round yet?
That's tough, but I'll probably lean in favor of the Rockers a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, no shade to.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely give him the credit.
Dude, I mean, shit.
I
like,
was entertained by
that's
him.
that's literally the most admirable thing somebody could do for somebody else ever.
Oh yeah,
I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like going out, like saving his son's life, like Jesus Christ.
He went out that way. It's like if that's the way you go out, and there is another side, hopefully they take something like that into account. You know?
I hope so, because you gave your life for somebody else. Yeah. No, 100%. Like, no, I agree with that though. All right, next up, this is definitely taking it a little throwback once more. But it's going to be the Rockers versus, and this is interesting because of the feud that was yet to come, the Rockers versus the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I feel like the Hart Foundation is one of the best tag teams of all time as well.
Yeah.
I really enjoy them and hold them in pretty high regard. I mean, the Rockers too are legendary. They're similar eras and shit like that. But I'd probably honestly lean a little in favor of the Hart Foundation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So because he never really comes up otherwise, what are your thoughts of Jim the Anvil Neidhart? I mean, like as part of the we all know, like, I mean, I know you hold Bret, like, and if you want to talk about Bret, you can and stuff too, but I know we all hold Bret in some regard anyways for his psychology and in-ring work. But like as far as the Anvil, man, like when else is he gonna come up? So we might as well fucking talk about him.
Yeah. I mean, Bret, dude, I love him. He's one of the best in-ring technicians of all time. He's in the top 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's an old curmudgeon nowadays, and I kind of love him for it. Like, I love that he just speaks his mind plainly in ways. Like, I appreciate him for that, kind of.
The way he does it is so
that's what I mean. The way that he does it is just like he's so nonchalant.
He doesn't care
about
at
just
all.
throwing out shade on people.
I always knew that they were a piece of shit.
Like Vince McMahon, he's always throwing shit at him. Like I saw a recent one where he was like doing a live podcast and he was saying something about, he's like, yeah, the Ultimate Warrior, man. He's like, I just don't know why he ever really got over. Like he's like, I don't know why Vince was so adamant about trying to push him so hard, He's like, he's like, he wasn't great in the ring, and he's like, yeah, he had a good flashy character, but he couldn't last long in the ring, and he wasn't great. He wasn't great on the mic. He's like, the only thing I can think is that Vince had like a sexual relationship with him or something.
Oh my. I think I heard the clip, maybe the clip.
He's like, I mean, I don't think that it's uncommon knowledge at this point that Vince McMahon is, you know, a bisexual predator. He's just like, just the fact that he's so nonchalantly in front of a live audience, just like saying shit like that. That's what I mean. Like, no matter what your opinion is on anything, it's just like, Jesus, it's Christ, man. You just, it's almost like with Ric Flair. You're almost like, man, you're just the same guy you've always been.
Damn. So you're
Jim the Anvil, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So we'll talk about him for a second. Obviously, Natalia's father, passed away some years ago.
I feel like he's honestly underrated.
He is, and he was also part of when they reformed the Hart Foundation in '97 with Pillman, with Owen, with Brett, with everybody, feud with Shawn, Steve. All that era, that was fucking dope.
That pay-per-view,
that was such a dope
giant Hart Foundation group faced Stone Cold and that giant group.
It was like
I
probably
that paper, and it was.
There's probably Canada. Like Shawn, Bulldog, people like maybe Ken Shamrock.
That was a great match though, and just a great environment because it was kind of the Hart Foundation's territory, but
it was where Brett was
were
the faces in Canada, but
and
he was a heel in USA
everywhere else. Yeah.
That was cool. This is where Shawn, he like scrubbed the Canadian flag between his crotch and shit and asshole.
Humping it and shit.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
No, I love Shawn too. Dude, Shawn is for sure in my top like 3 or 4. I'm like at times I'm like maybe he's after Stone Cold. Like in the 2 spot. I don't know. It's tough, but he's always kind of in that range. So it's just like I fucking love Shawn, and he was and it's very arguable too. He was like the most complete wrestler of all time. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's a definitely an argument to make.
Yeah, he's like entertaining as hell as a character.
Yeah,
and he's just fantastic in the ring. He sells believably.
Yep. And because Shawn did draw during the era he drew in, but the problem was it was just so low drawing to like the uprising WCW that like it came nowhere close to the amount of seats that Cena, Stone Cold, fucking, you know what I'm saying, people put asses in the seats, like, you know what I mean? So he doesn't get acknowledged on that level in that level, but he also was kind of the face of the company. But everybody,
like, there is a generation, like, there's a group of like musicians and comedians and stuff that go on podcasts and stuff that are into wrestling, that they're in an age group where they're all about Shawn Michaels because that was their age group. You know what I mean? And they're kind of like the adults now.
Yeah. It also helped his career that he had a second fucking career, basically.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, it can be argued that his second run was better than his first. And I mean, his first run was him building to becoming the face, and it was kind of like putting him over, and his second run was like he was the vet that could make anybody look good, so he put a lot of people over.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it went, but he had great matches in both runs and eras.
Damn, that just makes me want to honestly just throw on Shawn Michaels matches and just watch the fuck out of them.
Oh yeah, dude, I'll throw on old Raws now that they were just I was watching some like 95 Raws the other day just because I'm like, oh, this is like Shawn and Diesel, like heyday, and Razor, and Jerry Lawler was feuding with William Shatner.
And Bret Hart was saying,
"What the fuck's going on, dude?"
Bret Hart was saying how much of a cancer to the locker room the Click was.
They were though. I mean,
yeah.
And I loved a lot of those guys. Like literally, like I mean, Nash is my least favorite, and I don't hate him, but. That's how much I like the other guys too.
Yeah. The Click,
but yeah, they definitely had a lot of push.
Yeah, I'm sure. Brett
so I could see that being annoying if you weren't a part of that or with them, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hart Foundation for the win there. On that one.
Damn. All right, well, there's that. You do wish, though, sometimes you're like, man, I do wish like that Brett was happier, because it's like, man, you still put on some of the greatest psychological, nuanced, and performative matches like we've ever fucking seen. And like,
Yeah, just
you should take some
technical
pride in
in
that.
ring, like
Exactly.
technical in ring ability. You're one of the best of all time.
So it's like,
But he knows it.
yeah.
That's the thing. Is Brett also has that chip on his shoulder where
Yeah.
he's like, I'm one of the best of all time. He fucking kind of holds that up in regard to with himself.
Yeah.
Like
So you're going the hard foundation.
Like Tyler, dude, when he met him,
Ooh.
he asked him. That's if you ever told, like, if he says he ever told you about that when he met him, he like asked
Brett?
him. He's like, for somebody that's trying to get into it, what would your advice be?
Yeah.
And his answer was like, watch my matches. That was his answer. And, I mean, he's not wrong though, because like.
Yeah.
That is it's funny because like, you know, from the friend, you're one of them, but like the friends that have kind of went to wrestling school and have done that, it's like the matches they tell you to watch and study.
Yeah.
Bret Hart's involved a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just technical wise in the ring, like that dude knew what the fuck he was doing at
Oh,
all
yeah.
times.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Brett, man, he's one of the greats. Sometimes you're like, man, you should like take pride in the fact that you have produced some of the greatest matches of all time. Let alone just the match with Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13. Like most people consider one of the best matches of all time on anything.
Dude, he's got a handful of them. He's
Yeah,
got
in
like,
the Iron Man match.
dude, both of them with Stone Cold. The one at Survivor Series in
Yeah.
'96,
Yeah.
was a great match. Like, he's got great matches with Shawn. Like,
With the one with Owen at fucking
he's
WrestleMania.
got great matches. The steel cage at SummerSlam with
Yeah.
Owen was great too.
And he
that
said the match-
WrestleMania 10 match.
And
was
he said the match
fantastic.
that he had at Survivor Series 95 with Diesel was fucking one of his
Yeah.
favorite matches too.
The match with Piper at WrestleMania 8.
Yeah.
Like, the dude could put on a match with
Oh yeah.
everyone.
Anyway, so we're 2-2, right? The Rockers.
Yep.
All right, next up, we've got the Rockers, or throwing it back to another similar timeline is our opener here tonight. The Rockers or Deuce and Domino. Hell
Honestly,
yeah.
though, it was very Vince McMahon coded. Like, oh, we're gonna just do these greaser characters. It's like,
Yeah.
why would anybody?
It gave us Molina though.
Why would anybody give a fuck about? No, that was Eminem. I gave us
Oh,
Molina.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. That's true. I thought about putting Eminem on this list.
I love
but I was
Eminem,
like, no,
dude.
they were great.
I love them.
Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro.
Yeah,
Oh, they were great.
great team.
They were great.
Deuce and Domino, though, it's like, why?
No, that was
In
Cherry,
reality,
Cherry, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, no, just to correct the record here.
Why would anybody really give a fuck about like these greaser characters in 07? You know? But it was interesting.
At least
that
they were a team.
it was a different kind of thing, you know, to throw out there.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed that he did that. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, this is corny as fuck, this is cheesy, I hate this. I kind of enjoyed that he was like, oh, we're going to do like character-driven tag teams. That's kind of cool. At least it's like there's a purpose behind this team.
Yeah.
You're not just tossing two people together. Oh, fuck it. These guys are a team now. Throw them out there. We don't know what else to do with them. Maybe we'll put the belts on them in a little bit. AJ Styles, you're going to team up with this guy now. Kofi Kingston, you're with this guy now.
The Miz,
like-
you're with them.
It's shit like
Airborne!
that is annoying as hell to me. So
I
like,
hated that fucking dumbass.
I don't
era.
actually mind whenever it's like, oh, they're like, people hated the Los Matadores. Yeah, it was cheesy as hell. At least it was a fucking character-driven tag team.
Yeah,
That it was served a purpose. It was
I
like they were
agree.
a literal tag team at
I
least.
agree with that.
They had a little guy. They had El Torito. Like they had shit going on. You know, it felt like something. You weren't just putting two guys in a fucking thing. You know, okay, fucking put them out there.
El Torito. Oh, that was brutal. Whenever he fucking
El Torito and Hornswoggle put on a hell of a match.
Whenever he fucking took like a Royal Rumble spot though, that fucking pissed so many people off.
He deserved it.
That ruined so many cards. Oh, I got 29. Oh, it's El Torito. I don't know
what the fuck. You just knew immediately you were fucked with your number.
Yeah.
You just hope you have a pot where you drew like 5 numbers.
Oh yeah. I know like me and Literist fucking Alex like talking about that. He's like El Torito. Oh shit.
So what was the...
It was the Rockers or Deuce and Domino, taking you back. Basically, that puts you right smack dab in 07.
So yeah, I said I appreciated the fact that it was at least characters. And they had a, you know, it was like, oh, they got this... She wears a poodle skirt, and she's on rollerblades, and these guys wear leather jackets, and their hair is slicked back. Get it? It's the 50s. They're greasers. And it was like, okay, there's a character here. They were from the other side of the tracks.
Deuce.
Remember that? That was
Deuce
where
was
from.
Jimmy Snuka's nephew, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
But yeah, all that said, I'm going with the Rockers for sure.
All right. Well, 3-2.
Yep.
Alrighty. Next up, we've got the Rockers or Two Bad Motherfuckers. Farouk and Bradshaw, the APA, the Acolyte Protection Agency or Association. I forget what the fuck it stands for exactly.
You know what I love about the APA?
They were bad sons of bitches, dude.
We were talking like with Edge and Christian and the Hardys and stuff, like just feeling genuine, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like
genuine brotherhood friendship.
They had goofy segments backstage where they're like gambling, smoking cigarettes, drinking, like fucking off people, you know, and stuff like that. Like
Mae Young.
There was stuff like that. But like it was genuine because like the reason they were even paired up and they did that is Bradshaw like told the story on a podcast where he's just like, well, that's what me and Ron did, you know. We hung out together and we would go out to bars and we'd drink.
Yeah.
And we'd play pool and sometimes we'd get in fights.
Yeah.
And, like Vince knew this about us. And he's just like, oh, we're gonna make this your guys' characters, and it worked.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, I know he like told the whole story where he inducted Ron Simmons, Farouk, like into the Hall of Fame. But like he said, like he still holds the collegiate record, like at whatever college he went to, I forget, for like bench pressing 225 pounds. And he bench pressed it like 47 times in a row.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like, good fucking lord. That's insane, dude. Yeah. Ron Simmons is a bad son of a bitch.
When he was young, dude, he was stacked as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, him and like, what was it, Tony Atlas or Rocky Year? I was gonna say
Tony Atlas. Yeah, he was a big. He was like a bodybuilder.
They won like they were the first African American tag team to like win the tag team titles.
Yeah, dude, those guys were insanely put together when they were young, though.
Oh yeah. You know, and the Rock's dad too. You know, because he was like around the
Rocky
same time.
Johnson.
So Rocky Johnson, yeah.
Dude, my dad, because he kind of watched, you know, some of the territory wrestling growing up, because that's when he was like a kid.
Yeah.
But like he said, Rocky Johnson was like one of his favorites, just because he was like, he just was naturally looking like put together. You know, he had the doves like tattooed on his pecs.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah, man. He was.
That was a way to distinguish him, I guess, a little bit too.
He was charismatic, and The Rock obviously took it even so many levels
but you
higher.
can definitely see
100%.
the like Rock if you look at any Rocky Johnson like stuff, you can like certainly see The Rock. You know.
Yeah.
It's like the chin, the jawline, and like the way he kind of portrays himself.
He talks about it all the time. He misses his dad like real bad even now. And you know, it's one of those things, man. It's tough.
Oh yeah.
But The Rock, yeah. So you took the Rockers over the Deuce Domino, or no. So okay, so that's 3-2. So obviously we have the APA. So what are you thinking here? Bad sons of bitches, though.
I think I gotta lean a little bit in favor of the APA.
Oh yeah, that's what I would say too.
They're just the genuineness of kind of the characters that they were portraying. It was them just kind of with the volume cranked up.
Yep.
And
it was between like 99, 01 or so. Like they were just bad sons of bitches, clotheslining people, fucking people up. Part of the Ministry of Darkness for a minute, and then just the APA themselves, and like I love that, especially because it was built on genuine friendship and brotherhood. It's just like, man, like this, like they actually like go to bars, drink and fuck people up if they need to, and it's just like these aren't guys that in real life you would ever want to get in a fight with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bradshaw, dude, that dude ran his mouth fucking.
Oh yeah,
his entire
he was
career.
a shit talking son of a bitch. Remember in the
now
Brawl
he's,
for All?
a legend. He's one of the main announcers in AAA.
Yeah. And remember in the Brawl for All, he got fucked up. Was it by Bart Gunn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was running his mouth in the fucking locker room. Well, I could fuck anybody up.
And then Vince Russo's like, "Oh yeah."
They didn't expect Bart Gunn to win that shit either.
No.
Bart Gunn's just like, he was just a modest dude, but when they put him in that tournament, he's just like, I'll just fuck anybody up.
He had been with the Smoking Guns and Billy Gunn for the last several years, and like that's what they knew him as. So it was like, oh fuck, we didn't expect him to win. But it's like, man, if you guys are gonna do a shoot,
and they fucked him over so bad.
They
by
did
putting him against Butterbean. Like they intentionally just made him look like a fool at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Nah, 15.
That's insane.
That was ridiculous. I think so too. But they didn't know what to do with him, so that was their way of just punishing their way. It's just like, but if you're Bart Gunn, it's like you got so fucked over.
Why should he get punished?
Yeah.
Like, he
won the fucking tournament.
Asked of him.
He won the tournament.
Went in there and fucked the guys up that you put him in front of him.
100%.
So like,
I agree with that. That Brawl for All episode of Dark Side of the Ring was one of the best, I thought.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was fantastic. Unexpectedly so, because I was like, man, like the way they told that story, I was like, it was interesting because like all the participants and the Godfather, and then they told Droz' story within it too, which is obviously really sad. And then he passed away, I think, not too long ago. So you're gonna take the APA?
Yep.
So what does that make it now?
3-3.
I think 4-2, right? You took the APA. The Heart Foundation, Edge and Christian. Oh, maybe it's 3-3, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got the Rockers or the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks, they are just like through and through fucking tag team, though. That's the thing. Like, if you want to talk about tag team wrestling, there's nobody maybe in modern day that's like more through and through the definition of that than them. So I give them all the credit there. Like I don't really like, I have nothing against the Young Bucks. I actually like them. Like I probably like them more in an era. You know, there's been some controversy with them. Obviously. That's kind of, you're just like, come on, like, if you guys are gonna be VPs and shit like this, like, you can't be doing this shit too, you know? So it's like, there's things behind the scenes that kind of rub me the wrong way with them, so. But that's the thing, I just didn't live through it with Sean or Marty.
Yeah.
The same could be said for those guys. They did some shit that rubbed people wrong and pissed people the fuck off.
Yeah.
Especially Sean. You know, and I really hold him in high regard. So it's like, it's just the modern, this is what I lived through and experienced thing that's kind of like, come on. why did that go down that way? Like, I get that Punk wasn't in the right with any of this shit either, but also, you guys are supposed to be like the executives, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't fault Punk for like defending himself when they fucking broke down his goddamn locker room door and came in, though. Because, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do if somebody's doing that? It's like, what do you, it's like his dog and like whoever's wife was in there, Ace Steel or whoever. It's like, what do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to charge the door, then all I have is basically to defend myself. You know what I mean? It's like, and who knows? It's just, but it's, I mean, because Punk obviously isn't, innocent to controversy starting.
Oh, no.
So it's like, but also, it's like, especially if you're VPs in that position, that is absolutely unprofessional to handle yourself that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, but anyway, it's deciding the tag teams here. The Rockers
that's the thing, is we're just
and
looking
the
at
Young Bucks.
And the Young Bucks, dude.
It's all fun, though, because it's all part of the discussion,
I haven't kept up with AEW as much in recent history.
Yeah.
So I can't, account for a lot of the stuff that's happened the past while, but they put on some damn entertaining matches. They really fucking do.
Yeah.
Some of their shit with the Lucha Bros. I forget even what pay-per-view that was. Their stuff with Jurassic Express and
I think it was All Out. That steel cage match.
Some other team. There was like a triple threat TLC match that was at the Dynasty we went to. That was fantastic. That steel cage match with the Lucha Bros.
It was All Out. It was Punk's first match against Darby.
Yeah, there was some great shit at that show too. But yeah, they can just put on fantastic matches too. But history leans me in favor of the Rockers.
Really?
I think so.
All right. So what is that, 4-3?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we've got the Rockers or Demolition, Axe and Smash. Obviously, later on they had another third member, Crush, who's Bryan Adams, who was part of the DOA, the Disciples of Apocalypse, during the Attitude Era, a little before that and a little after, or a little during, I should say. He was the fake Undertaker at SummerSlam 1994. But yeah, Bryan Adams was like the third member, but obviously like the predominant, formulation of Demolition was Axe and Smash.
Yep.
And so yeah, so them versus the Rockers, very similar era once again as the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, they were all kind of that era. They were kind of a knockoff Road Warriors in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They were.
That was the first-hand intention behind them.
Yeah. Not a lot of people using face paint.
But they kind of made their own way and became their own thing too. I actually like Demolition quite a bit. I in ways think they're underrated, to be honest, just because they were sort of meant to be knockoffs originally, but they kind of felt like they made their own name, their own way. And their names are hilarious, but it's so good for a wrestling tag team.
Yeah.
Axe, Smash, and Crush, that's so good.
It's like Kiss band members as a wrestling tag team.
And they looked like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually, surprisingly, I'm probably going to say Demolition.
Okay.
But
is that 4-4 now?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, next up, we've only got two more, folks. Next up is going to be the Rockers or the Usos.
Damn.
Jimmy and Jay. Been with the company since fucking 2009.
Yeah, dude.
And shit.
They've been around so long that I've been watching. they have such an influence too. Like, yeah, the tag team division is not great for a lot of the time that they've been around. And for a long time, it did just feel like they were kind of like, yeah, they were cool, and I really liked them, but they just had no competition. It was like, oh, they're facing these guys. This tag team we're trying to get over. This tag team we're trying to get over. This tag team we're trying to, until the New Day came around. Then it was like they had a pretty cool rivalry for a while, and then eventually it was like, okay, who else besides these guys? It's just, you gotta have more than a couple.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even outside of that, though, like Jimmy and Jay have been incorporated in some of the most entertaining WWE storylines of the last number of years because they were part of the Bloodline. And the Bloodline stuff has been some of the best shit because they put so much time and effort into that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see this past Monday when... Did you see Eric Andre's shit at all?
No, I am not actually.
He was at Raw this past week, and like Jacob Fatu is like the new member of the Bloodline because he lost to Roman, so he like had to get inducted. But like he's accepting of Roman because he's like, you're the OTC, you beat me. I'm a man, I can accept that.
Yeah.
But he does not take to the Usos. He's like, you guys can't tell me shit. You're not better than me. So, like, in ways, he's a little bit of a rogue because he's, like, operating on his own. Because he's not listening to them. But, like, Roman also kind of, like, still respects him and kind of lets him be because Roman's like, you're still kind of falling in line to me, So, there's no reason for him to have a real problem with him. And like this past week on Raw, he like presented him with a wooden Ulafala and was like, welcome to the Bloodline. Like, you're one of us. You're a member. I'll always have your back. You have mine. We're family, This runs deeper than, we've been in this business forever. And he like named all the different Bloodline, like how long they've been around. And like they're walking out and they're like, oh, Eric Andre's in the crowd tonight. He's in a movie with John Cena. It's out on Netflix coming out later this month. And he's in the Street Fighter movie later this year with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. So, like, Roman's like, hey, what's up, man? And, like, kind of, like, dabs him up and stuff. And then, like, the Usos walk out and, like, kind of nod. And then, like, Jacob's walking out and, like... Eric's like patting him on the back and shit. Then he like touches the Ulafala and he's like, yeah, and kind of like bouncing it around. And Jacob just like throws him over the barricade, like throws him in the ring, like beats the hell out of him, and like hit him with a splash. And the crowd, like security, like runs in and shit, like separates him. And Roman's like, Jacob, get out of here, man! Like he's like trying to like rein him in. And they're walking up the ramp and stuff, and Roman just kind of like pauses and like looks at Jacob. He like smokes a little. He's like, "Do it again." Jacob like goes down there and beats the hell out of him. Like hits with another one. So it's like that shit's interesting as hell. You know what I mean? Like they put time into the Bloodline shit.
Oh yeah.
Because Roman's the guy in the company. And the Usos are incorporated with all that. They put the title on Jay for a while, I mean, there's a chance he's going to be the number one contender again. He's going to be in the finals for the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
So, likely. So, I'm going to put the Usos over, I think.
The Usos. So what does that make it now?
5-4, I think.
5-4 against the Rockers?
I think so.
Oh, man. All right. Well, last up, we've got, and I think you want to pause it after this last one real quick? All right. We'll do that. We've got the Rockers or the Dudley Boys.
Oof. So, obviously... It's mainly just, Bubba Ray and Devon. They're the guys. Spike was a bad son of a bitch, too, though.
Yeah. But yeah, predominantly we're definitely talking Bubba Ray and Devon.
Dude, the Dudleys are one of the best of all time, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah,
like, just for the era they were in, the matches they competed in, they felt genuine as hell, too. It was like, that was a tag team. You know, even to the ECW days, like, they were connected throughout their, like, entire careers, you know? Yeah, I really hold the Dudleys in pretty damn high regard, too. Obviously, individually, Shawn Michaels is my favorite of them, and he made the most of his career individually.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, strictly talking tag teams, like, the Dudleys are one of the tops of any tag team, you know? If you're just going tag team wrestling, so I'm gonna definitely lean in favor of them. The Dudley Boys.
The Dudley Boys. So it is going to be a ruling of 6-4 out of favor of the Rockers.
Yeah.
This time around, and I believe it's a good time. Take a minute. We will be right back with Elijah's This or That Pro Wrestling Tag Teams to me. See you in a moment.
All right. I believe you are in the hot seat.
Alrighty.
The wrestling tag teams.
You scored 6-4 out of favor of the Rockers.
Yeah.
Your boy Sean, you disappointed him.
Threw some good ones in there. Tonight, your main. We'll see how they hold up. Honestly, though, kind of feel like when it comes to tag teams, this is one of the more underrated ones.
Yeah.
Your main is going to be the Steiner brothers.
All right. Rick and Scott, man. Scott and Rick.
You know, it's crazy, too, because he was kind of like, they were, like, the mat wrestling guys, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, dude, when he became Big Papa Pump, that was entirely outside of all that shit. When he, went on his own and did all that. That was kind of cool. That was some character development. You don't see a whole lot anymore, you know? I mean, they try sometimes, but...
He was a little more like, he would do Hurricane Ranas and shit like that, like off the top rope. Like, he would be a little more, you know, before he had to work a certain way as Big Papa Pump.
And Big Papa Pump, but yeah, he was juiced as hell.
Yeah.
The most, like, outlandish, unnatural looking biceps of all time.
No, for sure. It was like a ball was on his. It's just like,
Just
what
a
the hell
bunch
is
of
that?
a big ass tan, a bunch of veins, and a fucking baseball. It's like, what the hell's going on there? Big Papa Pump. Alright, so the Steiner brothers. First up, we got the Steiner brothers, or we got the Legacy. Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes.
Probably
Ted
the
DiBiase
Steiner
Jr.
brothers.
Steiners?
Yeah, probably the Steiners on that one. I mean, not the Legacy wasn't cool. Like, I think it served its purpose, and then obviously, like, Cody Rhodes was going to shine, in my opinion, over Ted DiBiase Jr. anyway.
Originally, I think that, like, they were trying to push Ted, which is crazy.
Probably, which is... I mean,
they were both...
At the time, yeah, they were both green.
Multi-generational talents. You know, it was like, they came from people that had worked within the WWF.
Yeah.
So it's like, they had reason to be there, but yeah, they were both very new and green, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I could see that. I also just thought maybe Cody had the potential to be a little more of a, just a relatable and better in-ring worker, perhaps, like, promo-wise, too. It took him years to, like, get there, but he definitely got comfortable in it, too.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, like, he was just a better overall talent of him and Ted, anyway. Even then, I did think that. I'm not trying to sound, but I really did, like, going into that. I'm like, not that Ted was too bad. It's just, like, there's just more that you could see potential in with Cody, to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought they were great with Orton though. Like that
Yeah.
trio was great because it was like Orton. That was when Orton was like at the height of his villainy. So he was just like, "Oh, you young bucks, fucking, you listen to me. You do my dirty work."
Yeah.
You know.
The multi-generation stars.
But he like made it feel like it was under his learning tree, and it kind of was. But he was teaching them like his scummy behavior, basically.
Yeah. And it bled into what, WrestleMania 26, 2010 triple threat match,
Yeah.
which Orton obviously had to win that. But
Would have been kind of cool if one of the other ones did, just for the like holy shit factor of it. But like if looking back on it now, if Cody would have won that match, they could have played into that in the story.
Yeah.
But
nope.
All right, so the Steiners up 1-0.
1-0.
Next up, we got the Steiners or we got the Dudley Boys.
Ooh, I'm gonna probably have to lean in favor of the Dudley Boys on that one. One of the all-time great teams who have won gold in just about every promotion they've ever teamed up in, and I mean, like, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, the TLC matches, everything they went through together with the brother bonding, like, just those type of matches, especially at that time, just hadn't been done, especially at a large scale before. And I mean, the Dudleys, maybe, I don't know if it would be tough. Like them, I love them and Edge and Christian, but like the Hardys are my favorite of the three.
Yeah.
But it's like it would not be the same without those three teams, like all together. You know what I mean? Like the landscape, the matches themselves. What we were like permissed to see at a time when we didn't even know that we were breaking ground, like with the swantons and the crazy shit Jeff would do. You know what I mean? Those like early TLC matches. So
yeah, they came from like all that hardcore shit.
Oh yeah, in ECW. But I would definitely say the Dudley Boys for that one.
All right, so 1-1. Next up, we got the Steiners or we got Scotty Too Hottie and Grandmaster Sexay. Too cool.
Oh boy. Or the who?
Too cool.
Well, no, yeah. In the Steiners, okay, yeah, that's what I was. I could probably acknowledge that the Steiners were a better tag team, so I'd probably rule in favor of them. But like Too Cool, obviously, were a little more of my era, so they were like definitely thoroughly entertaining and a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they definitely like
they were great, man.
Served their purpose and had their fun.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
But maybe slightly because of the historical context to it, I would say the Steiner brothers. Maybe slightly there. So.
Giving one to the Steiners.
Yep. Another one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1.
Grandmaster Sexay, he was
Jerry Lawler's son.
Yeah. Second
Passed
generation
away.
talent as well. And Scotty Too Hottie went on to be a firefighter.
Yep.
Next up is maybe not traditionally what you would rule in favor as tag team, but they certainly made it their own and they were thoroughly entertaining in their era in the tag team division. It's the Steiners or Booker T and Goldust.
Probably Booker T and Goldust. I don't know, man. Like some of those backstage interviews and skits that they would do were second to none, like hilarious, and like a lot of that happened during like the 03 era. And they had like just a number of stuff backstage that led to that. And I mean, I really love them like as a team because it was just hilarious how they played off each other. But Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, especially like Too Cool. Like I love Too Cool, but they were more. It was a lot about the entrance and like the gimmick than it was like about the matches. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's ultimately why I would take the Steiners. But I don't know, man. Booker and Dustin, like they're great workers in the ring too. But it's just like it's characters they made for a dynamic that we really hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And I really think that it was also really entertaining. Like if you see this backstage,
They bounced off each other pretty good.
yeah. So I'm gonna say them by a little bit on this one.
All right, so 2-2. Next up, we got the Steiners or we got the Bellas.
The Steiners. It's not that I have anything against the Bellas. You know, it's just they didn't even have the women's tag team titles yet at that point. But it just kind of. I know they had their feuds, like all brother and sisters, and all those tag teams usually do.
They used to do the shit too when they looked exactly alike.
Yeah.
Back when they first debuted,
Yep.
they do the twin magic stuff, where one of them would roll out of the ring,
Just like Hawkins and Ryder, man.
hide under, and then the other one would come out from under the ring and pop in, and they'd like finish the match and they'd win, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Nikki Bella," but it was actually Brie that fucking finished the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You
kind
gotta
of
play that card
entertaining.
while you can, yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoyed the Bellas. They made a lot more of themselves though by doing like the reality shit and like
Yeah.
the Total Bellas and stuff. Like they became known by a group outside of wrestling. You know,
What do you think about them coming back into the fold?
I don't mind it. I mean,
They've been positioning a lot of the veteran women more into those roles, I feel like, as of late.
yeah. I mean, Nikki hasn't been around in a while because she got hurt, but like Paige and Brie are still the champs right now. So, I mean, that's kind of cool that it's sort of like it's a very kind of thrown together team, but like they're finding these ways to get it done. Like they'll
Yeah.
put the titles on the line and they'll like find kind of an unconventional, almost like heel way of winning, where they'll like one of them will like add extra leverage on the pin or something. They'll like still win the match, but like it's them, so the
Yeah.
crowd's still like, oh hell yeah, I'm done with that. But like at the same time, it's kind of funny because there's the nuances in wrestling like that now. Because like Roman Reigns, dude, his character, he's like kind of a heel in a lot of ways. Like the way he acts,
Yeah.
like he's very conceited. He's very like he doesn't trust anyone.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of has to like bow to him and like serve him, otherwise he doesn't trust that you're actually on his side and shit. Like there's a lot of tendencies of his that are like, yeah, that's a bad guy thing.
Yeah.
But like you can tell he's working on it. Like he's trying to like put Jimmy and Jay at the same regard as him. Like he's like, I'm not trying to rule over you guys. I just want you by my side. Jay, I still want you to win the King of the Ring. And like he's like welcoming Fatu in and stuff, but also like the stuff with Eric Andre. Like
Yeah.
if he was a good guy, he wouldn't be like, go hit him with another one. You know?
Yeah.
But since there's like that nuance there, he's got the push and
He's got the
pull
heel
of
tendencies.
being like, he wants to be good and do the right thing, but he still keeps falling back into his old ways kind of shit, you know? And that's cool in wrestling, because it's like, people are on his side, but also people can acknowledge the fact that it's like, yeah, he's not necessarily in the right all the time, you
Yeah.
know?
But you get to see it on a weekly basis just kind of play out over the course of time.
But it's the like human emotion of it and like the character development of it, where it's like even if the character's not always in the right, you understand where they're coming from on a logical standpoint. Like
Yeah.
with Fatu and Roman, when they were facing each other, the crowd cheered for both of them.
Yeah.
But it was because it was like they liked both of those guys, and it was like they understood the points. But that's because they give all their attention to the bloodline.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to storyline development shit, feels like sometimes. I mean, I like so many characters outside of the bloodline. You know, like some of my very favorites in the business right now, but I can even acknowledge the fact that it's like there's a lot of favor given to the bloodline. Cody's one of the top guys, but sometimes he has to eat shit just because they know he's a company guy.
Oh, yeah.
And they can put him in those positions. What were we on?
I don't know. What did you have?
It was, you picked the Steiners over the Bellas.
Yeah.
All right, well, next up we got the Steiners, or we got the Dirt Sheet, The Miz and John Morrison.
I think I'm going to lean slightly in favor of the Steiners. But, yeah, I mean, the Dirt Sheet was fun. It was, coming out, the slow motion gimmick, the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Mo, he kept that
Morrison.
shit for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He was a good...
Which is something that makes sense for him.
The thing is, like, when they separated as a tag team and, like, went on singles runs, they both worked as singles competitors. That's what I'm like, man, John Morrison, they kind of dropped the ball with that dude. Like, he was such his own character. Like, he did the slow motion thing. He had the fur coats. He had the, like, cut abs, the long hair, the sunglasses, the shaman of sexy. He did the Starship Pain finisher. He, like, did the, like, corkscrew spin off the rope.
That shit was crazy, dude. He was insane.
Yeah, dude, he was entertaining as hell. And I mean, The Miz, obviously, that longevity in that dude, like, you can put him in any position. Like, he does comedy great. He's reliable as hell in the ring. You can put him in serious roles. You can put belts on him. Like, he's just one of the most reliable guys in the business. But, yeah, I've always thought John Morrison, I'm like, man, he's went everywhere. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Mundo. What was some of the other ones? Johnny TV. There was like a couple other ones.
Johnny Impact.
Just like, man, this poor guy. Like, he could have been something great if given the chance. Just because, from an in-ring standpoint, he was great. He had a great look. He had a great character and entrance.
Oh, yeah. Johnny.
So you're going to go the Steiners by a little bit, though. The Dirt Sheet, too, was one of the early... they were one of the early ones on the internet train. Because remember, they did the, like, internet show together.
Yeah.
That was how they even got the name The Dirt Sheet. Because that was, I think, the name of that show. All right, so 4-2 in favor of the Steiners. Next up, we got the Steiners, or we got my main, the Rockers.
Man. It's probably the toughest one so far. I might lean in slight favor of the Rockers, actually.
Yeah.
Give the edge to Sean and old Marty Jannetty, Leo.
I mean, they were a hell of a team. Classic tag team.
Marty Jannetty hit him with that drop kick. Like Action always said.
Hey, Action, he gave him his due. He named a song after
He did. Marty Jannetty. Right,
so
Leo?
Evens the scale a little bit here. It's 4-3. So next up, we got the Steiners, or we got... I think I know where this is going. The APA.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to have to rule in favor of the APA. Bradshaw, Farouk, two bad sons of bitches, man. Fucking, including Mae Youngin on their fucking poker game.
Yeah.
Power bombing her and shit. I know the Dudleys did that. I actually don't know if the APA did or not.
Did Fabulous Moolah get in on any of that shit at the poker table?
She probably did.
I feel like she did.
She probably did. Both of them. The Dudleys, man, they put Mae Young through a table.
It was funny.
I mean, Bubble Ray took all the
He
his
talked
ass
about
fucking
that.
went through it.
The fact that he was like, she even said, he's like, dude, that was a tough old lady, dude. He's like, she was all about the business. She even said, like, you better not.
They were in their like 70s and
this shit on me. Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna do it, you better do it.
They're in their 70s and it was like, oh fucking 1 or 2000. It's like, goddamn.
Off the like stage. Through a table.
And he like took the grunt of it, but still like just doing it. It's just like that's still gonna, your body's gonna feel it.
The APA, yeah, man, they had some fun.
They were fucking awesome, man.
Damn. You just like went to do it. Honestly, though, any time that those segments happened, highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, whenever he would just show up.
Like if there was
through like several years that would happen.
A handful. Like it went on.
Oh yeah.
Like they even would bring it back later than you would think. Like in the years where like anytime there was a weird ass segment backstage, like if it was some weird shit going on, you would start to feel it. You'd be like, this is gonna end at a Ron Simmons dam. And almost every time, it would be like the camera would pan over and then just be standing there all judgmental. Dang!
They sold that damn shirt for so long too.
So the APA for the win.
The APA, man, love them.
So it's 4-4 now.
Holy shit, we're that deep in?
Yeah.
Okay.
And another one that was also on my list here. We got the Steiners and we got the Young Bucks.
Ooh.
It's a tough one. It's the modern versus the classic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like Braun Breaker, he's like the modern Steiner, dude. I love him. I really hope he succeeds, just because like he's almost too intense for his own good sometimes, but just like how hard he goes sometimes in the ring, where you're just like, dude, settle the fuck down.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh, he looks like he's gonna.
I enjoy that
fuse.
a little bit. He feels like a Steiner. You know he is. You know.
I'm gonna say the Steiners by a little bit, actually.
Give it to the Steiners.
Give it to the Steiners, baby.
All right, so they're at least gonna even out the boards here. It's 5-4.
All right.
Last but not least.
Oh boy.
We got the Steiners, or we got. Didn't even think about this when I was writing it, but the second Booker T tag team, Harlem Heat.
Oh man, well the first.
But it was the second in this list because I had Booker T and Goldust on there earlier.
Oh yeah. Stevie Ray, man. Ooh, I don't know. And Rick and Scott, like that is
two WCW teams.
Two very similar, yeah. Ooh, I may still go to the Steiners by a little bit, actually, by narrowly. And, like, I know what Booker T became, and he certainly became the most successful out of all four of those guys. But it's kind of like the Shawn thing. It's like, it's not the reason I'm going to take, you know what I'm saying, take the team necessarily over him.
Yeah.
And that is really close, too. Just like one of the ones I said earlier. But that one's a little tough for sure. But I would maybe say by a hair, the Steiners over the Harlem Heat.
All right, so 6-4 in favor of the Steiners.
Crazy, wouldn't have thought that. I mean, not that I have anything against the Steiners, but like, I do love Scott and Rick for their individuality though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were both like a lot different, and they also served well as a tag team. And
yeah, I mean they were genuine as hell tag teams too.
Absolutely. So
Brother.
they were a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, depending on what the hell we have on the list, you never know what way it's going. So, well, we will be right back, and we will be back in with a movie review as well as the new movie swap segment films to give each other, as well as some classic good, the bad, and the shit. We will be right back.
7 years, 234 episodes. These are truly accomplishments to be proud of, but I've just got one problem with all of it. So everybody listen up, because this is no longer Casting the Spotlight podcast. This is an intervention. Welcome to the Tyler Takeover. See, you boys thought you were just going to coast by to this epic milestone without even one mention of the architect behind your very success, without even one mention of the man whose shoulders were used as the foundation of it all, without one mention of the man who created the Casting the Spotlight logo. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You see, you invited me into that studio 111 episodes ago for episode 123, but while the 123 kid was the one that walked in, it was the sequential man that was the last man standing. And on that day when this sequential man was born, everything changed. Because ever since then, that's all these people have been dying to see again. You boys have been begging me to make my triumphant return to that studio, because you know, and these people know, that every single time that I show up, I shake the foundation so hard, I change the whole damn game. I raised the bar on episode 123. I set the standard for what a true Casting the Spotlight guest should be. And while I planted the seeds to come, the seeds that should have grown into the harvest, you boys just thought you could do an episode like this, an episode like 234, without me, without the sequential man? So that's why I'm taking it over. 123 is me. 234, I'm here for sure. And you know what? You boys can try to keep me banned out of the building, but I will be back again to take my rightful spot. But until then, I suppose you've proven you're capable of handling it. You boys have been putting up bang-up episode after bang-up episode of top-notch content, high-quality debates, intense conversation, wild and exciting fun on every single second the way you go. I may prefer Mean Gene and Big Dick Nick, but I'll take nothing away from what you boys have accomplished. 7 years is truly a feat. 234 is only the beginning. So boys, I wish you luck. I'm proud of you. And I love you. May the next 7 years and many more beyond that take you guys far beyond even your wildest dreams. And I'll see you again for episode 345.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And it is now time for the movie swap segment. Of course, this last time we just watched and will now review Nuremberg as well as Civil War. From what year was that? 2020.
So like 2024.
2024. Yeah, that sounds right. And those were definitely two, for different reasons, pretty intense watches, you know?
Oh, yeah. They were both kind of involving war, but one of them was like a dystopian future, and one of them was like real life events.
Yeah. You want to start with Civil War then?
Yeah, we can do that since we kind of
watched that one first too. Yeah. All right. Well, I thought it was a pretty interesting premise. I mean, the fact that, and I, took some of my own notes over here. They start with there's obviously it's kind of like they're pegging it as like more of an authoritarian movement, right? It's a third-term president, and California and Texas decide to succeed.
Yeah, at least a third term, because they're like, oh, during your third term, so he at least had 3.
Or he's in his third.
Yeah.
Is what
yeah. That's kind of the way I'm like, so that means he at least went over the limit, but like, how far did it go before things ended up like this? You know what I mean? But that was, kind of the mission of the movie was like, oh, these secessionist forces were like making their way in towards DC and the White House, basically. And like, the U.S. forces were depleted and couldn't really, because there were so many broken off alliances that had Air Force bases and naval bases and different shit, so like they broke off and kind of just became their own thing. So
and Florida also joined them, and
so it was like Florida was making their way up and they were making their way east, and they kind of met around the capital. Well, that was the plan. That's what ended up happening. And like the group we were following in the movie was like journalists trying to get to DC to like interview the president and stuff before everything kind of collapsed in.
Yeah, it was Kirsten Dunst's character, Lee Smith, and then the Florida colleague.
Yeah. There was, what was the name of I forget the guy's name, like the main guy that was with him. Sammy wasn't that the name?
The journalism aspect of it, I was like, kind of like, holy fuck, like your job is to take these horrendous fucking photos of everything that's going on in like this uprising, and it was just like, you're gonna see some real nasty shit. Like,
that's the thing about those war journalists and photographers.
I was thinking about that during it too.
That's literally their job, is to kind of just report the atrocities back to the public so the public can speak out against that. That's even what Kirsten Dunst's character said at one point. She's like, it's not our job to intervene and judge and be a part of this. We're bystanders to this that are here to photograph this and to memorialize this and make this a moment in history so that we can report it back to people and they can pass their judgment on it,
Yeah. Can you imagine what sort of just piece of shit it would take for California and Texas, then Florida to succeed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just who in power there would be. You know what I mean?
They would, those three states would team up.
Exactly. Something like that. But no, that's what made it all kind of interesting too, like as you pointed out when we were watching it. But I was like, holy shit, because I was blown away at the fact that like it went all the way to the White House to like the president being executed and like all that. I was like, oh shit, you don't normally see, that far. Usually like some of these movies like White House Down or like Olympus Has Fallen and all those kind of movies are like about saving the president's life or making sure everything remains intact. You know what I mean?
Trying
like making
to get
sure
them out of there.
100%. And I was kind of thinking about that too, because I've seen some of those movies. But no, I mean, to overthrow the government at the time, like of this, dystopian future, it definitely seemed like, oh man, no, this is a little different than usual whenever you see these type of movies,
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool because it was like, it felt eerily realistic. It was like a dystopian film, but it was like, because it was the modern technology and the modern weaponry and modern way of life, it just was like, oh yeah, this is what it would be like to be dropped into if there was a sort of civil war going on now.
The second civil war.
And I mean, I guess it wasn't as much of a large scale, even though they kind of successfully did it. But like, it wasn't as a large scale of a one in the fact that it was like 3 big states basically that did it. But that would still be crazy because it's like those are 3 really influential and massive states.
Yeah.
So like,
so I was gonna say influential, like to the rest of the nation. Yeah, for sure. They're their own, like place. I feel like whenever you get there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely an intriguing movie. I thought Jesse Plemons, like, he had a small role, but like his character was like, he was great. His role in that movie, he was an evil son of a bitch, but like he was good in his moment in that movie. He like the sunglasses, just like I don't even know what they added, but it was like there was something about it that was like it kind of made it silly, but also the way that this guy was and the shit he was doing, you're like, this guy's a son of a bitch, man.
And I like looked at him and I was like, is that Gaffigan?
Jim Gaffigan, you thought it was.
It kind of looks like him for a minute.
Yeah. The kind of little like extra weight on the cheeks and stuff. Yeah.
It's so funny. A little younger than that.
And he's like, we're all American. He's like, well, what kind of American are you? Because he like wanted to know what state they were from.
Yeah. What kind of American? Yeah. What the fuck?
The one guy's like, Hong Kong. He's like China? He's like, yes. And he just shoots him immediately.
Yeah. Well, dude, I also found it kind of like, I mean, because everything was supposed to get photographed, and after Kirsten Dunst's character got killed, like, oh, let's photograph that too. It's just like, good lord, like it never fucking ends. Like they're supposed to report, like as per their duty, all the horrific imagery of the war. You know what I mean? In like the uprising, but like. I was like, holy shit. Because I just couldn't, you don't see stuff like that often where they'll actually be able to infiltrate, as I am trying to say, the White House itself and actually fucking take the president out. You know what I mean? Because that's always like where it ends, like, oh fuck, they might get close or whatever, and then something happens, but it's like in this particular story, that's not the case.
Yeah, they're successful. On their mission. It's kind of funny too because it like the beginning it kind of like it enters with Nick Offerman like as the president giving like a speech about how they're like successful in holding back and taking down these secessionist forces, like trying to hold up the facade and the narrative, even though it's like, dude, it's almost imminent at this point. They're like days away. You know?
There's still so many other states. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to stop them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they do wield a lot of power. So.
But I mean, yeah, it's like it's a movie, but I kind of thought that too. I'm like, realistically, unless like other states kind of like joined in as they made their way through. It almost feels like it'd be halted before if it was just them, you know?
Well, and they're also all coming from kind of one point. Like, California's, I guess, coming from over here. But, like, also just they're all kind of moving up. You know what I mean?
Texas, yeah. It's like, that'd be horrifying, though. Like, your own armed forces and, like, Air Force and shit just flying fighter jets in on you. It's like, fuck. Just standby citizens of it.
What else did I and obviously they got the president's death like photograph too, like kind of put a mark on the whole deal.
Yeah, it was like it almost what's crazy though is because we followed it was almost like the president's death was imminent.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. You knew that was almost the climactic point, but it was like Lee's death was almost like more significant in the moment because it was like the photography of that moment Like heard that was what was interesting about it too. Was like that they were all photographers and stuff, and when she was kind of shot down, you didn't see it really in live time. You saw it through photographs because that's what would happen.
And that's it makes sense and applies to the situation. You know what I also thought was interesting, looking back on it too, is like the last words of the president before he does get capped is he's like, "Don't let them kill me."
Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm like, Palpatine. He's like, "Don't let him kill me, please." You know, but like begging for his life, like in the same way. I was like, that's kind of interesting too. I just kind of found that like parallel where I was like, oh man. And of course, like they were trying to take over because they cited the government as an authoritarian state at that point. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Part of me is like, maybe it would take more forces than just those few states. I don't know, but they do wield a lot of power and influence just themselves. So I don't know. But yeah, it's. I thought it was interesting because it was set in today's world and like what that might look like.
Yeah.
Especially from a journalistic standpoint.
It was like honestly kind of eerie and terrifying when they moved in on the actual building.
Yeah.
Like seeing them move through the halls and like shooting down the Secret Service and the like, you know, like running the black cars off the road.
Yeah.
They were trying to escape, and then shooting down the like communications director lady that was like trying to work out terms with them. But it was also like, oh, we want safe passage for the president. Well, it's like that you have literally no leverage at this moment. They have infiltrated the White House. They're in here. It's just you guys. Like, why would you try to negotiate terms? Like, you can't at that point.
No,
really.
it's too late.
But yeah, that was all just kind of like,
we'll give you this.
Surreal to see. Kind of, it was like, damn.
Like they're actually going in and like being successful at it, which is fucking crazy.
But yeah, it was an interesting film. I think that's the same. It was an A24 movie too.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy that made the Warfare movie, which is also a very interesting film. So he's kind of like the A24 war movie guy, I guess. Alex Garland. And you gave me Nuremberg.
Yep.
That was interesting as well. It was like the Nuremberg trials, which, you know, we're just kind of like putting all the Nazis on trial for war crimes after the war.
Goring!
And yeah, Goring was like the main guy they were trying to put on trial.
Hitler's second in command for a while.
Which is crazy because you don't hear much about Goring. You hear
Not
a lot
much.
more about Himmler than you do.
Well, and they cited him as like, they're like, oh, he was in charge of a lot of the concentration camps. And like a lot of that stuff that was going on, you know?
Yeah.
Except they tried to keep that stuff off record, and then we saw like the actual, and like I know it was, dude, and like, and I don't fault you for that either, because I was like, oh my god, I was like, even in theaters, and I was like, this movie, not that always matters, but it's like, it was rated PG-13, but some of the stuff like they were showing, like just the bodies like completely dehumanized and like just
like skeletons,
all
basically.
of them pushing them all together and shit like that, and then like it was just eerie to fucking even watch. You're like, Jesus Christ, like just completely dehumanized.
I mean, it's more eerie because it's like that was the true nature of the events.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. That's what I wondered. I was like, are these some real footage pieces from this? I thought they might be. To be honest, I didn't look that up for sure. But some of the stuff they showed in those, you know, like they may have actually shown that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was fucking eerie for sure. And like then he had to sit up there and basically say, oh, I didn't know about this until like the British guy got him. He was just kind of like locked in a position where he either had to disobey the Fuhrer's word or...
Yeah. Well, that was
Tell
what
the
was
truth.
interesting too, is he had kind of admitted to, I remember his name when we were watching it too, and now I forget it. The doctor.
Rami Malek?
Remy Malek, yeah. his character,
robot guy, or not
Mr. Robot,
Mr.
yeah.
Robot.
He
was a great character.
Whenever
like,
Goring was like talking to him though, like he
Mm.
even admitted to him that he would never like down the Fuhrer. You know, he would never like publicly down him. So kind of like trapping him in that position to where he wouldn't do it, but it was also gonna be damning for him not to, you know?
Yeah. So either he had to admit that he was aware of all those situations and like what had happened, or he had to basically publicly disobey the Fuhrer. And it was like, well, he's not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah.
So they got him, and like that was the British guy that like did that. He's like, oh man, and obviously they had more of a direct connection to like the on the boots and in the Air Force like war than we did, and fought them like heavily during World War II. And it was like interesting that he was able to like step up and do that, because it was like Michael Shannon's character, like the Supreme Court Justice. It was like, damn, like he almost had him, and then Goring just, the way he was able to like kind of manipulate his way out of answering things a certain way.
Yeah.
It just, he was in trouble until the
That's
British
even what
guys
I
stepped up.
kind of even said is like, and he was just, like, he was such a like narcissist.
Yeah.
And he was so full of himself that even whenever he was like in that small little cell and he was like the main figurehead they were trying to take down in this, like these trials, he was still calm and like, oh, I'm gonna get out of this. It's like, you're fucked, you know?
Yeah.
You got the entire government trying to take your ass down. And he's like, oh, yeah.
Just because he had a fucking escape plan in his own back pocket.
Yeah.
You know? Same as Himmler, same as Hitler.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's just, and I know, and he got away with it. He was able to fucking do it, and it was by his own hand. It wasn't by theirs.
And you know, it's funny.
It was like,
it's
dude.
like it was way before my time, but like just being a history buff and stuff too. It's like knowing that that's how they were all able to do it, but like when they knew shit was closing in on them, that bothers me a little bit. I'm like,
That they didn't actually get.
those motherfuckers. That they just cowardly were like, oh shit, yeah, I'm fucked. And they did.
If you're them, though, I mean, I don't know if I would have done it a whole lot differently. You know what I'm saying? Been like, well, I'm fucking escaping. No, I know. It's just,
yeah, that's the thing. It's
you
like,
want to see it from the other side and be like, let's bring these people to justice. But it's like they fucking.
It was
had
like
a way,
even in Band of
they had a
Brothers,
way to make sure that didn't happen.
like whenever they were moving, remember, because they were one of the first companies that were moving in on Hitler. Like they were gonna get him. They were gonna be like one of the first U.S. like companies to reach him. And as they were like kind of reaching his estate, they got word that he had died, that he took his life.
It doesn't take long either.
And they were like, one of the guys in the platoon was like, well, that son of a bitch could have did that about 4 years ago and saved everybody a fuckload of time.
But the reason he did it is because he believed he was going to turn the tide up until the end.
Yeah.
And he's just like, when there was no way out, he's like, well, I ain't fucking getting arrested. I'm taking myself out. And like, if you're him or you're in that company and you're like, you refuse the concept of I'm not going to surrender, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, I ain't going to get fucking brought to
all
justice.
the major ones ended up doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. All first, second, and third in command, basically, so.
It was kind of like interesting though how the movie played out though, because it was like,
that scene with the translator and Rami Malek was fucking
that was
heartfelt
really good,
and moving too. It was,
but like how Rami Malek's character, like the Doctor and Goring, like Russell Crowe, they like at first they really bonded. You know, like they kind of like he kind of brought him in a little bit, like Goring, and Goring's like, oh, you're like, he's my friend. You know, like. Kind of trusted him a little bit, and that was interesting. That it was like, because even the translator like started to question that a little bit, like, you're spending too much time with this guy. Like, you guys are just chatting at this point. What's going on? but it was like once he saw the atrocities basically of what happened at the concentration camps, and like they had that argument back and forth. That was basically the turning point where he's like, "No, fuck this."
That was a
dude."
great scene. That was just. I mean, because Goring, honestly, like I hate to say it, but it's like some of the things that he said, he made some good points too, like in the reverse, you know. But it's like like the thing is, we're gonna see it a certain way because we're from
here.
But you know, he cited the bombing and like all that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely, there's no way you can stand up for all the innocent citizens' lives that were lost
people
in the
get killed
bombings.
in every war, though.
Like, that was atrocious. Yeah. But at the same time, it was happening in Japan anyways, as we were moving into Japan, and Okinawa, and like all these other, like as we were moving further inland, trying to end the war, they were putting citizens in the way. You know, like they were doing it purposefully.
Yeah.
To try, like Japan was at that point in time in World War II, how the nation was, and everything too. It was like they were willing to lose everyone.
Oh yeah. Well, I think and obviously it took some time for like Oppenheimer, going back to that in the movie. You know, saying to develop this and all the other stuff that goes along with it. But it's like at a certain point, you've got to understand that like, and I'm not saying like you per se, but like I just mean it's like after Pearl Harbor, like the United States was going to have an answer back to that. You know what I mean? And it's like it may have taken, you know, quite a number of lives, but it's like we knew that the war was going to be over, especially after that.
Yeah.
It was already headed in that direction, and it just, you know, and thankfully there hasn't been a whole lot of that going on since then. But
yeah, don't even mention it.
Too late, but I knocked on wood.
But yeah, it was dude, and just the fact I kind of like was thinking too throughout that movie, like whenever they implemented the Nuremberg laws and like gave that speech and just basically stripped Jewish people like all their rights.
Yeah.
And stuff, like how like convincing and good of speakers that they had to be to like get just massive amounts of people to go along with all this shit.
Well, like, so much of it was rooted in deep like German nationalism and like just we need to bring this country back.
We need to rise up.
Blah, blah, yeah.
But that's the thing, that was the root of it. That's what got people involved. But those speeches specifically, like that they got people riled up enough that they could give individual speeches implementing, the Nuremberg laws. We're going to get the Gestapo out here and Jewish people can't fucking go to any of these public facilities and all this stuff. People were just like, all right, I'm on board. Like, they reverted backwards, you know? And I think like, people were just so open.
They got them scared enough to be able to take drastic measures, and that's whenever you get people on your side, is because if they're like, especially people that have nowhere to turn, you know what I mean? And then the movement got more popular and popular, and like
the
Nazi party
losing World War I.
The Nazi party swallowed the Socialist Party, the Communist Party, which none of those seem like good options anyway. Nor does the Nazi Party. But it's like
the
Nazi party,
they fucking made it work for a while.
But the Nazi party swallowed all those parties in 1934, whenever it was the Nazi, you know, Nuremberg, all that started with the complete Nazi, you know, consolidation of power over like all of Germany.
Yeah. And
like they just grew in support as like the years had gone on, like in the 20s, 30s, and like into that time, and then it was just because they were preaching, you know, German nationalism, and obviously that was what Hitler was doing. But it's like interesting because he was a dictator, but it's like it started in, you know, it was like, oh, this socialist movement, blah blah blah, and like it just took on this form of everybody's got to be uniform to like my way of doing things, and then everything just unfolded from there. It was fucking crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
like we talked about before, like there's so many stories in so many different countries of types of stories you can tell, just based off World War II alone. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy point in time in history. And that's like a
70 million dead.
feasible amount, you know, it's a feasible time in history because we know all about it because it wasn't really that long ago. Like,
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy though? 70 million dead
yeah,
from
that's
that war.
wild.
That's a fucking shitload of people, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge chunk of the world's population. I mean, like especially for even then, you know. But
it was interesting too how Goring, like, at first tried to deny and kind of push the blame, the concentration camps, away from him, you know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think Himmler was, you know, I don't know what he was up to,
And
what he was doing.
whenever the British guy came in, he's like, so you're aware in 1940, you know, he just like ran him through the whole like basically checklist, and he knew because sooner or later he was going to get him. He was either going to have to deny the Fuhrer or he was going to have to admit that he had knowledge about all of this.
Yeah.
You know, and it was interesting the way they played it out, and thankfully, since like Michael Shannon, you know, of course he killed it. It's just like, but he was stumped at that point because Goring just knew what he was doing too well to like make a misstep at the, you know, whenever he's up on.
Well, he like called
Giving answers.
Michael Shannon thought he had him with that document too, and he like called him out because he was like, "No, I'm not saying." Because like Michael Shannon's like, this is basically a document where you're talking about terminating the Jews.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
he was like, "No, I'm not talking about terminating the Jews. I'm talking about relocating them." So he like wormed his way out of that.
Yeah, and he's like, if you see, it's in the first line, or the second, whatever. And like it actually was, because even though it could have meant something else in subtext, technically he was right because of the wording that was in the document.
Yeah, and
it was like, you son of a bitch.
Court of law.
Yeah, it's like, but it's, you know, that's what he said. So, no, I thought Nuremberg was a really smart film too. Like it, you know, the way it dove into everything and like the questioning, and it was crazy because when we watched it, it flew by too. I was like, that did not feel like 2.5 hours at all.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I even put in here, I was like, Michael Shannon plays a believable Supreme Court justice. He just has a little look like he could be, like he looks like he'd be one.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, and like Russell Crowe is Peter Goring, man. Like he was fucking fantastic.
That's
too,
what I said in here too. I'm like, Russell Crowe, man. Like as he's gotten older and he's put a little weight on and stuff, he always plays a good villain.
Oh yeah.
Like he's just a great cast in roles like that where he's like a little darker and more evil.
Yeah.
And yeah, the last thing was like, yeah, the Rami Malek's character, like that Doc Kelly, you know, went a little off the rails after the trials and kind of became a drunk, died young, and his book failed, and it like was a tragedy for him.
He took his own life by cyanide pill too. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's what they wrote in the
So it's just like
ending.
Oh, that's just all of it's so sad to think about, but I was like, it's kind of crazy because in ways this movie, like Nuremberg, gave his part in the Nuremberg trials meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it kind of brought his story to life and kind of shined light on him, and like probably way past due because that story was told 70 years later, you know, but like it's still wild that eventually he got the tip of the cap.
Yeah.
You know, long past his time, but it was like that movie
He tried
was
to
almost
warn
an ode to like what he did too.
He tried to warn everybody too. Like remember it said he passed in 1958, so he missed a lot of the, you know, civil rights era, like everything that happened in the following and like the 80s and 90s flourishing time. It's like he didn't even get to see a lot of the stuff that took place in the decades following. But he was not doing well because it's like all of his life probably centered around that, and then that happened. And it's like that's kind of what like happened to, you know, we were making some of the parallel to Oppenheimer. It's like they just kind of tried to be like to create their distance from it after it happened. It's like, no, you did this thing and it made a difference, but we're trying to fucking push you to the side and
Yeah.
act like it's like, no, you guys fucking invested all this time and money into me and the project and like all this stuff, and it's like afterwards and they get their use out of you, you're like completely fucking cast aside. I'm like, that's crazy, because I'm like, they just did the job they were requested to do. You know?
And remember Einstein even like warned Oppenheimer. He's like, oh, I'm in a position now where they haul me in sometimes to show me off and give me medals and feed me cake and
Yep.
like, but they don't care. You know, they don't care about what I think. They don't care about my theories anymore. How they got their use out of me. And
Yep.
one day you'll be in that position. And then like it later in the future, in like the 70s, that was him. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's tough, man. And like there is somewhat of a correlation there for sure between even those movies. But it's tough, you know, and I'm sure it negatively impacted a lot of lives in a lot of ways like that too. You just don't even hear about it until like their stories are brought to the silver screen or otherwise, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one though. It was interesting. It's like a biographical film. It was like a war film in ways, but it was like a courtroom drama.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot more so, you know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously it was all taking place with World War II events, but it was much more the courtroom side.
Mm-hmm. And kind of like the aftermath of the war instead of just like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it was the Nuremberg trials, you know? So should we throw our next ones out there?
Yeah, let's do it. You got something for me?
Yeah, this is just a fun little one. It feels like about the right time for it, though. Good summer movie. I don't think you've seen it yet. Heads of State. You seen that one? The John Cena, Idris Elba movie?
Nope.
Yeah, it came out last year. It was Priyanka Chopra Jones. She's in that too. But Cena plays the president, and Idris Elba plays the British Prime Minister.
Okay.
And U.S. President Will Derringer and British Prime Minister Sam Clark have a not-so-friendly and very public rivalry. However, when Air Force One gets shot down over enemy territory, they find themselves on the run and working together to thwart a global conspiracy that threatens the entire free world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an action, but it's also very comedic.
Okay, Head of State?
Heads of State.
Heads of State, okay.
Yep.
John Cena.
It was like a Prime movie that it came out like a year or two ago, but I had watched it and I was like, this is actually pretty entertaining.
Mm.
Good little, decently short runtime. Like, I mean, it's nearly 2 hours, but like, just a good little action comedy, you know?
Yeah.
Don't gotta
Nothing
think
wrong
too
with
hard
that.
with it.
Hey,
but
dude, be cool. And like, honestly, now that it's a little time has passed, I mean, were you more into it, I guess, this time when you actually got to sit down and watch it? And
yeah,
it wasn't 3
definitely has
a.m.?
fun moments for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I thought, dude, I always thought we went to see that in theaters. Like, come to think of it, we probably saw a few movies with our dad that year in theaters, because I know we saw The Longest Yard in 05. We saw Be Cool. I could probably go to the list if I thought about this too, how we keep all of our theatrical films that we've watched this year, like we kind of keep a tally and we know what we've seen. It would almost be fun to like try to look back in all the years and remember what we saw in theaters.
Yeah.
I mean, like even just as like, oh man, this was.
Well, I've kept a tally of what I've seen in theaters since 2023. I have like a list.
Okay, I have since probably at least 2019. But we saw some of those together even too. So.
Yeah.
But no, it would be fun to go back, because maybe you wouldn't possibly hit on everything, but you'd be able to remember a handful from all those years and like try to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what you've maybe seen. So like, but anyway, no. So you gonna throw mine out there? So you got Heads of State for me, huh?
Yeah.
All right, this one's been lingering on the list for quite a while. I've only seen it one time, and I believe it was either my first place on Hampton or it was after when we started living together. But it might have been then. This is going to be one of Daniel Day-Lewis's Oscar-winning films, There Will Be Blood, in an epic period drama Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Daniel Day-Lewis as a ruthless oilman, Daniel Plainview, loosely based upon Upton Sinclair's novel Oil. The film follows Plainview's rise from a silver miner to a wealthy tycoon during the California oil bloom, exploring themes of greed, faith, and corruption through his bitter I keep mispronouncing everything. Bitter rivalry with a young preacher, Eli Sunday, Paul Dano, so it's that motherfucker that was the Riddler, fucking playing a weird child molesting fucking terrorist.
Kind of a strange dude. And things. He was in that Cowboys and Aliens. Is kind of a son of a bitch too.
Oh yeah, he is critically acclaimed for its performances, direction, and cinematography, and Daniel Day-Lewis's portrayal earning him an Academy Award. So this is after his first movie he won one for, Before Lincoln. There Will Be Blood. Oil man fucking drama. I don't remember an extensive amount of everything that happens. Like, I remember his performance. Like, that is one thing I definitely took away above many parts of it, is like his performance in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're largely watching his performance. But, I mean, it's been probably, who knows? It's been 6 years since I've seen it, probably. Maybe more. So, I figured, I was like, I'll throw that one on there, because that was one that, like, this is what'll be fun is about rewatching it, is because I will have a different opinion because it'll be a second time of watching it, but I also think in the last however many years, like, my mindset in those ways is growing, so I'll probably take something more out of it than I did, you know?
Yeah.
One way or another. Not that I didn't take anything out of it, because I thought his performance was, you know, outstanding, which I'm sure is a given anyway, because you've seen him in things and you've seen the way he acts. But, yeah, it's been a long time, so I'm like, I figured I'd throw that one out there. We could check it out. It's a little bit on the longer side too, not quite as long as what was the 3-hour one I gave you before?
I don't know. We've had a lot of longer.
So it's longer than Nuremberg, but it's not quite as long as Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's like 2:38, something like that.
All right.
But
yeah, I know you.
It's been sitting on the list for a
high
while.
regard. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson's one of the more held in regard directors of the modern era. So.
Oh yeah,
and
no.
Daniel Day-Lewis is. I mean, he's a legend when it comes to acting. So.
I've only watched it the once, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I just don't remember a whole awful lot about it, so I'm like, I'm kind of curious to revisit that one too. So, but I'm like, I think a lot of Daniel Day-Lewis's movies at this point, it's like, since we've seen how high in regard he's held and seen some of his movies, it's like he's worth watching, you know what I mean, too? And like most of the roles I feel like you can imagine him in. So yeah, that'll be fun, because like I you know, I'm sure I'll take something different out of it, and I'll get more out of it than I did the first time too.
Yeah.
So.
All right, that'll be good. Heads of State. And
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
Which is a sick fucking name for a movie.
Yeah, it is cool. That'll be next
There he
time.
is, yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember that cover for sure.
He's a son of a bitch, man, in this, if I remember. Made in 07. Anyway. I guess last but not least, we got to throw some good, the bad, and the shits out there. And next solo, we've got Heads of State, of course. There Will Be Blood. It's going to be an epic fucking bloodbath of good fucking movie reviews here.
All right, do we want to get into some good, the bad, and the shits then?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, I'll throw mine out here first. This is just kind of an on my mind topic, like moving, trying to figure out what I want to do with my bed and stuff, like headboards. Headboards on beds. You don't have one, right?
Nope.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna get one. At least not right now. It's like, I mean, you get nightstands, you get like things to put things on.
Yeah.
It's like what?
You can always get one of those back pillows to like lay up against too, and just.
And then, yeah, that's the thing too.
Like
is
that.
like I do sit in bed and watch TV some, but sometimes it feels like the headboard's even in the way when you're doing that too. You know?
Yeah.
So you can't like lean against the wall. You gotta lean against
It
like
does.
shelving and shit.
And you gotta, is the balance gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like you want it to stay still. You don't want it smacking against your shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so a headboard on a bed. Just, I feel like because it's still like everybody. Oh, you gotta get a headboard on there.
Mm.
You know, it's just what people. All right, you're moving to get the bed set up. You gotta get the headboard. It's just the thing people. It feels like it's like you have to do it, but you don't have to do it really. You know.
No,
It
I'm gonna
doesn't
say
serve any actual purpose.
I'm gonna say
necessarily.
overrated. It's like it's more fucking performative. Like, oh, look what I got. It's like more for looks. It's like, okay, well, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I mean, not that they're, because it's like I'm sure some are nice and whatnot, but like as far as function, you don't need one. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. I mean, I don't have one. You know, I got my pillow. Like sometimes I'll fall asleep fucking on the couch and stuff, but it's what it is. I don't think you have to have one, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm kind of joining that bandwagon. I'm not like against them. I've always had them, but like, just like, unless I'm getting a set and it's coming with one, what's the real point in just buying a headboard?
Yeah.
You know, why would I do that? What do I really need one for?
No, that's a good point though. Honestly, like I wouldn't have thought of that either. I just thought of one that I was like, I'll throw this off the top too. I answered for your. I was gonna say overrated.
Overrated, yeah.
All right, how about this one? Because I've been thinking about this because some days ago, and I know exactly where I left them. And I always tell people, I'm like, man, I never lose anything, never. But two things that I have lost, semi-frequently if I lose something, is like a phone charger. Haven't done that in a while, but it has happened. And a pair of sunglasses. The reason I bring that up is because like multiple times when I'm going out to eat, I'll leave them on the table. Like I've done
definitely lost sunglasses too.
Oh yeah, and then like it's one of the easiest fucking things to do. So the 7-year anniversary that I was allegedly on, you know, those sunglasses left him late at work. I was like, oh man, fucking no. I was like, motherfucker, I left those in there. Could have went back to get them, but I was like, no, those are the ones that I got in Dallas. And I was like, son of a bitch. So then I just bought new ones. But my topic overall is this. Especially because we can be careless with that. Maybe it'd be different if it was something else or nicer. What do you think about getting expensive sunglasses? I mean, I'm talking fucking
Ray-Bans, Oakleys.
Ray-Bans, yeah, $100, $200 pairs.
Yeah, Ray-Bans and Oakleys. Where I always thought, I'm like,
Of course, we probably spent that in losing the $12 and $15
Yeah.
pairs that we've gotten.
but you would have spent way more if you bought Ray-Bans.
But maybe, I've always thought about this too, you would have kept your eye peeled a little more for them if you spent that kind of money on them.
Maybe, but
you'd
it
have
is.
been-
It's like one of those smaller items that like, especially
Dude,
if,
I love
if you go
sunglasses,
out
though,
somewhere and
but-
you go drinking or something.
Yeah.
You put them in your shirt, you put them on your head or something, and next thing you know, you're setting them down somewhere because you're like, oh, these keep falling off or
Yep.
falling down, and then you fucking don't think about them.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, if you're not actively wearing them and you bring them into a setting, there's a chance they're getting left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's the number one thing I lose places is sunglasses. And the
Yeah.
thing is like, yeah, it'd be cool, like it'd be tight to have some real fucking nice pair of expensive sunglasses, but like, man, with the habits I have with that shit, it's like they would not even be worth it at all.
Yeah, that's how I feel about them too. Like, I'm not against. I'm of the mindset because I have my things that I spend money on that people are probably like, what the hell? But it's like everybody has their things that they like, and they're like, I want to spend money on this. So I don't like hold that against anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to buy some nice ass Ray-Bans and wear them around, that's cool. Like they look nice, and you know, they make you feel good, and you're like, oh, these are some nice ass glasses. Wear them. But like for me personally, I'm like, I don't think I could because I would fucking leave them in a restaurant and then I would be pissed.
I've done
Like,
that so many times on the
fucker.
table. on the
Because
table
you
of the
know they
restaurant
get
you're in.
taken too.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, holy shit, is that Ray-Bans? Or something?
Yeah. But see, my thing is too, maybe you'd be a little more careful about where you're setting them if they are more expensive. But then again, you might let your guard down and just just set them over here. But see, that's why it's kind of a nuanced one to throw out there. But
I remember doing that with I think it was one of my like Cowboys sock hats, like a beanie in the winter at Target. I like left it on the side, like by the cart return. And I went home that night and forgot it. And I was like, damn it. Forgot that thing. So I came in the next day, gone. Like, wasn't in any of the return spots or lost and founds. I was just like, dude, somebody snagged that shit.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I think I remember you talking about that, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to get like a Packers hat. I was telling you that. I'm like maybe $1 one. Like, I need to get some new merch though. This time of year, I always start thinking about getting new clothes. Like May through like fucking June or July or whatever. It's like that time.
Yeah. But yeah, what was my answer for that?
You haven't answered yet. Expensive sunglasses.
Personally, I'm gonna say a little overrated.
All right.
All right. Yours is.
I'm sure if you had just money to throw away on whatever, you wouldn't give a fuck.
I mean,
Like, oh yeah,
if I had
$200
a lot of money,
bill.
I'd
Oh,
get
yeah.
some Oakleys and Ray-Bans and shit probably.
Oh yeah. Why not? You know. I know, and like we also lose a fuckload of other pairs, and it probably amounts to what one of those expensive pairs are. But in the meantime, we got a couple of years of killing $12 pairs, $15, $20 pair. You know, I just bought some that were more expensive, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I didn't think they were that much, but I was like, "Ah, they're decent." But I needed some because I was like, "Motherfucker, I just lost those ones." So I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some place at work to look, but I'm like, you just kind of accept. You're like, I'm not gonna see you again.
Yeah.
But I can always find different ones. I've had so many pairs of sunglasses the last several years.
Oh yeah, I feel like even, dude, throughout my 20s, it'd be crazy to see the pile of sunglasses I've owned.
Yeah, 100%. And we were like
I've
spending
left them
so
at
much
so
money
many
on those
parties
fucking
and
polar
shit.
specs and shit too.
Yeah.
And like they were dope, but then like for the fucking 15 days that we had them,
Yeah.
and then
We'd go to some gathering, get
Yeah.
fucked up, and leave them in some chair.
or on some table. Yeah, 100%. All right, what do you got?
Your last one here. This is one of the main things that was on the dinner plate as a kid you'd always bitch about, but it's like, in reality, looking back on it now, if I'm served it, like steamed vegetables, like broccoli, carrots, the shit they in a bag you'd warm up, green beans, and you get the little assortment of the steamed vegetables with your little chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes. And it's like, that was the thing as a kid. I was always like, oh, I gotta eat this too. But now, dude, I'm all for it. I'm all for a good little assortment of carrots, broccoli, and green beans. I love all those things.
Do you buy them?
Nope.
Are you gonna buy them? Make them for you? No, you're gonna be like,
I mean, that's the thing. They're a good side with like a big meal.
yeah. I only make like the main shit, dude. I don't make a whole lot of fucking sides.
That's what I mean.
You know,
If I, like, for myself, I'm not making sides,
No.
really. I'm not, like if I, if I get a little...
it's so funny, but it's like so true about like especially guys. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make the main fucking thing and eat it. I ain't making potato salads,
Like,
fucking.
no, I'm gonna make some brats or some hot dogs or whatever. Maybe I'll throw in some fries,
Yeah,
because that's like a
Tater
decent
tots.
side with it.
something else. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna do like the whole assortment, because why would I?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna make all this while you're creating fucking 4 times the amount of dishes just so you can have this cutesy fucking meal. I'm not doing it.
But I'm just saying, as an adult now, if I'm somewhere and I'm like at a barbecue and they have, you can get the assortment of things, and there is some
Yeah.
a little steamed vegetable assortment you can toss on the plate there with your mashed potatoes and corn and burger. It's like,
What is
take
that
some.
fucking cheesy like potato chop like slices? Like just a little these like little,
All gratin potatoes.
but they're like kind of cheesy and they're like sliced like that. You're like, oh man, just scoops of them
Yeah,
on
that's
your.
all gratin.
Yeah, those
I
are
love
pretty
those
fucking good, dude.
things. I do make that.
That's like a
myself
side I think
sometimes.
of whenever I even think of sides in general. Or like, oh, green meat, you know. But it's like,
That's like one of my favorite kinds of potatoes, honestly.
yeah, those are great, man. I don't know. Those are, yeah. So steamed vegetables.
Yep. Because I feel like it's always the like, oh, whenever parents have kids, they feel like, oh, we got to
Yeah.
make this aside and toss it on the plate, even though kids hate it. But you actually appreciate it more as an adult, but it's
Yeah.
not actually around as a side.
I
as
might
an adult
say-
as often.
Slightly underrated, actually. Maybe slightly. I was leaning towards fair for a moment, but maybe a little underrated. Because like, I don't even really buy them that much. Like sometimes I'll buy salad, sometimes I'll buy carrots.
Yeah, I do buy salads.
But like, I don't really do all that kind of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting ready to eat a whole bag. Like, I guess you don't have to, but all
Dude,
at
the
once.
steamed vegetables, though, they give us some little styrofoam cups in school. Those were shit.
Mm.
Those were never that good. Sometimes
No.
they're, like, some of their sides weren't bad at school sometimes, but, like, they usually were misses when it came to the vegetables.
Oh, yeah. They tasted like less than even they usually did, you know?
So, yeah, these have been in a can for 2 years.
All right, well, I've got one more, and I don't know if I've ever put it on here or not, but I think it's personally good. It's especially good in the fall and winter, but it's always good for all seasons. So what do you think of chili?
Ooh.
One of my faves of all time, man.
I love me some chili.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is with chili, too, is it can be made many a different ways. Like, you can... Chili, at its core, doesn't even have meat. Like some of the OG chilies, and then the ground beef got added, and it's like, oh shit, that takes it up another level. And then they throw some macaroni in there. It's like, oh shit, that takes it up another level. You can make it spicier. You can make it more mild. You can like season it different ways. It's like, that's the thing is like dads. There's a lot of dads and families that are like, oh, I got my special chili. I make a good chili. I got my own chili recipe. So like it's because it's just a thing you can do. Like everybody can make their chili taste a bit different.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool about
It's
it.
so good, dude, and it's a shitload of protein.
Throw some oyster crackers.
What did I
in
tell you
there.
that one time? I was like, if I'm gonna eat chili, man, it's gotta be between 12 and 6 p.m. Which is about right. Maybe
That's
11.
Such an old guy thing.
Maybe
to
11.
say.
Maybe 11 a.m. to like 6 p.m. No, I mean, but like all that stuff, what it gives you, like it does give you a lot of nutritional value, but it's also like powerful in having a big ass bowl of chili that it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe I would still have one later.
You're blowing a hole in the couch. You know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's been days when I've eaten chili and tuna.
Oh, God.
Those have produced some real rough farting days.
I would imagine. I wouldn't want to be around.
You probably have been
That's a
around.
stinky concoction.
You probably
too.
have been around for some.
Dude, but chili mac is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah.
And like it's
I have
good.
gotten some disappointing chili macs from places though before. Like Steak and Shake gave me some bullshit chili mac one time.
See, and I've had some really good chili mac there though too.
Really? Because
That's
like
the thing.
I think they fucked it up. Like, or maybe I ordered the wrong thing. I don't know.
But I mean, they could have done it shitty. It's that's the thing. It's a chain. They
Yeah.
might make it better sometimes than others. You know.
Yeah, I hate that shit. Oh man.
But yeah, dude.
Shit. What was your first one?
My first topic.
Yeah.
Headboards.
Oh yeah. Headboard definitely fucking overrated.
No, but dude, you can even add the like spaghetti noodles into chili, and that shit's fire. Like,
Oh yeah.
any sort of pasta in chili, like any kinds of different meats.
Just
in
chili or chili
like
on a
sausage
chili
in
dog.
Chili's even good. Yeah,
Chili
dogs.
dogs?
Are
Oh my
fantastic.
god, that's fucking not even legally just permissible. It's so good.
The thing, it's hard for me to say because I love chili, but I'm like, it is so universally ate. People eat it, and I'm actually, you know what though?
I don't know.
I'm a bit of a chili advocate,
I
so I'm
know.
gonna say a little underrated.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think some people only eat it in the cold months.
Yep.
And I kind of eat chili more often.
I do too.
So.
And like the thing is like, yeah, we think that here too, and people be like, oh, you know, great in the fall and the winter, which it is, but it's great all the time. But like, you got to think, what do other states think? Do they even make it? Do they even think to make it? Do they even care? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's us, and that's probably some surrounding states, of course. But it's like, I really don't think it probably gets the love that I feel like it should deserve.
I mean, the South loves the chili too. Like
but
Texas
it's
is a
so
big
fucking
thing.
good. They all make it differently too. There's like
Yeah.
white beans and chili and stuff. There's like what you know.
That's
there's
what
a
I
lot
mean.
of
You can
different.
make chili 1,000 different ways.
Mhm.
That's what's
It's
kinda
definitely
cool
different.
about it.
I love the way we make
But
it.
it
here,
all
though. It's
tastes
so
good.
I like chili with a little bit of it. It doesn't have to be super spicy, and I know obviously I'm the spicy guy, but like it needs like a little bit of a kick, but like nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit of. Ooh,
I don't want to be sweating
fucking good.
necessarily eating it, but I did, yeah, a little bit of it kind of adds to the flavor.
It does. Yeah, it's so. I think it's one of my favorite meals, honestly. Like there's a lot of things that I would take up there also, but chili universally great all times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
One of my faves. That's what I would say. So you're taking underrated, huh?
Yeah, I say a little underrated on that one.
All right. Well, a lot of mileage tonight.
Some interesting and lesser kind of talked about good, the bad, and the shits this week. You know, so
Yeah,
you wouldn't
no, for
necessarily think.
For sure. And I'm like, I don't remember ever doing chili on here, but if we didn't, then that's new ground. If so, it's been a very long time. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I think it's time to wrap it up. Next solo episode, we're going to have Heads of State, and There Will Be Blood movie reviews to come. And that will be next time. This time was 2:34. We want to thank you all very much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for tuning in for us. Share that anniversary episode. Check it out. Keep up with all the episodes we got coming out here soon. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and just want to thank you guys for listening. So be careful out there. We wish you well, and we will see you next time.